fantastic. Thank you. We'll let others tell us how it goes. Hopefully, we do go through clearly with visuals this time. I saw the last episode. I was a bit blurred midway. I was in a hotel, and yeah, internet there it was not the best. But we continue this series, and I'm happy to share my co-host today, Alex Zakatos, and one of our first guests officially on this podcast, Sabine Schaller. I never ask you about your last name. Oh my, because we are always Sabine, and
That
yeah.
was perfect.
Did I?
That's how you pronounce
Okay.
it.
Ooh. Yeah, the Duolingo for German language are worth it. Are worth. How is everyone? Let us know in comments if you get to a chance to see the first episode, which we call it a prologue. Mostly we explained back then that we want to do this series as a video panels with guests either from our team, the tech team from Interledger, or guests from partner sites related to the work that we do right now at Interledger. How was for you first episode, Alex?
I think I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I really liked the engagement we got on Twitter. People had questions. People were checking in with us. It was honestly, it was good to talk a little bit about what we do here at Interledger. But as you probably saw, I didn't do a very good job. Hence, we have Sabine here to walk us through the Interledger Universe, or the Interledger Cinematic Universe, the way we've been code naming this internally.
Yeah, I mean, both of us, we are all jokes and fun, but when it's hard work, Sabine is like there for us. This is more like an internal joke. We are both engineer managers here at Interledger, but Sabine is older around and she has all the knowledge in the back. So I felt that she will be a precious guest to introduce us in what Interledger world is. And as Alex said, do a bit more serious job than us two here. Especially she's been with us the longest, I think, and she put out indeed a blog about the Interledger universe that had a really, really good outcome. I keep using it at conferences to showcase different parts of our stack. I keep recommending to people visually, and also the insightfulness of it is extremely good. So go there and check it. I'll link it for you. But without further ado, let's see who is Sabine a bit. Tell us as much as a little you want about yourself.
So I haven't been at the foundation the longest. Alex definitely has been here longer. I've been in the community longer than Alex, though. I think I joined the Interledger community in late 2018 when I started an internship at Coil. At that time, Coil was still figuring out what they wanted to do, and they had a project called foggiest that kind of related to what I was studying. So, and I looked at the code, looked at the docs. So I was like, don't get it. I need hands-on experience. So I was privileged enough to be invited to come to San Francisco and intern with Coil. And that's how I actually learned about Interledger. So I was really interested in foggiest, and then it was like foggiest and you pay with Interledger. I was like, what's that? And then I got people to explain it to me. Docs weren't too great about that either back then. I think we've done a good job making those docs better by now, but still work to do. It kind of grew on me, especially because I have a finance background. So payments was like, it's like almost going full circle, coming from finance, going to software engineering, and then going back to finance. And yeah, it was so interesting that I stayed around.
Oh yes, it sounds interesting, especially with this mixture in your background. Was that a conscious decision to try to do more finance or more tech, or which one came first in your mind?
Alex is gonna laugh now because he put me into the engineering manager position. So this is how this happened. I was still in school and we had like a project week. And we're supposed to like model a company, and I was put into a management role. And I was like, I kind of like that. That sounds interesting, but I don't want to go and do like just like study management. That's too boring. I need to find something else. And one of those days, I wandered the halls of school, and there was a poster by the University of Constance, where I got my undergrad. and they were advertising a degree in mathematical finance. I was like, oh, that's it. Like math, I can always use math. If finance doesn't work out, I'm good at math. I can just go and do whatever with math. So that's what I did. And then I did some statistics afterwards because that was what I liked the most about that degree. And with that, I came across machine learning. So that's how I kind of got started in the software development world, from stats to machine learning to more software. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tell us all how you got into engineering management, Sabine.
Oh, yeah. And I really liked software. I really liked development. That's like, at that point, I was like, okay, I found what I really wanted to do. I want to write software. And then I became somebody that knows a lot about Interledger. And apparently, Alex thought I was good with people. So he put me into the engineering management. Like, he kind of pushed me further and further. It was like, you're a tech lead now, you're already leading, go and also manage.
So
I think he did well. I think he did well. Go ahead, Al.
we do have a lot of reluctant engineering managers here at the foundation. Sabine was the first reluctant one. So when I joined the foundation, Sabine was not with I mean, she was with Coral, but she wasn't active because she was having little Eno. So I think I woke up one day and then everybody was like, "Welcome back, Sabine." And I think that the first day she started messaging me. I was like, "Hello, who is this Sabine person?" She is really good. So that kind of started us working together. And then she moved over to the foundation. And at the foundation, I was like, well, you are leading Rafiki. After all, let's make that official. No, 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 no. We started with the tech lead title, then we started with the engineering lead title because we were growing. And I think she was managing a team of 6 before she finally acknowledged she was a manager. And I think I woke up one day and she was like, okay, fine, we can change the title to reflect what I'm actually doing. But she was a very reluctant manager. She's really good at it though. Her team absolutely loves her.
Yeah,
glad to hear
I agree with that. And I heard the saying good news. But I think you mentioned really a lot of things there. And whatever of you two want to explain maybe for our audience what is exactly COIL and why we are connected to that for the people that are listening this without the background there. Who takes the floor?
Guess I need to, since
So,
I
Sabine,
work there.
as the first coiler, you have to take this. You have to take this one.
Okay, so I think most of our community knows that Stefan Thomas is one of the co-creators of the Interledger Protocol. And once that protocol was somewhat spec'd out, he was looking for some use case to actually use Interledger. And that is why I guess he talked to Ripple and they decided that it would be a good idea if we just found his own company called Coil, and it was also funded by Ripple to figure out where Interledger would actually have a proper market fit. So first they looked into Codius, and that's also kind of where Coil, the name, came from. So the CO in Coil is Codius and the IL is Interledger. And then they experimented a little bit, but then decided that they actually wanted to go into web monetization, which is something that we still work on at the foundation.
Yeah.
That is actually the reason I am here. I found out about web monetization probably 2020. No, yeah, probably 2019, 2020. I found out about that and I really liked it and I kept an eye on it. And then I think Dees, who was working for Coil at the time, introduced me to the foundation. And the reason we keep talking about Coil is they were here first. Sadly, a couple of years ago, they have decided to wind down and take a break from webinization and from everything else. But a little birdie told me that if you're coming at the Interledger Summit, there's going to be some very interesting announcements around the other half of Coil, we are going to have a little sit down and a little chat with Stefan around the fire and talk about Codius. Who knows? Maybe Codius is still alive, or maybe Codius is making a comeback. not gonna spoil any surprise, but tune in for the Interledger Summit stream, which is, I think, 2 weeks from now. Joanna, when is the Interledger Summit?
In 2 weeks. I mean, I think,
Week and a half.
well, week and a half. I was counting the days because it's Wednesday already. But it's a good moment to refresh. We mentioned in the last episode. Well, I think it's good to say the excuse that we do this very early in the day, which we apologize for the US or Americas, both Americas continents. It's very early for them. But myself, I'm living in a few hours towards Cape Town, where we're going to start a week or like 10 days of events that we have there. We start this weekend. Well, we start with a run where around 10 employees from Interledger will run a 10K and a marathon. One of us will go on the marathon in Cape Town. Saturday, we have the hackathon going till Sunday afternoon. Monday to Friday, we have different events, a meetup. We go to the Innovation Hub launch at the University of Cape Town. We organize our own meetup. Stay tuned for the detail. We'll appear in social media. And we also have some team activities. And next Friday, we say start to a summit taking place over the weekend with some nice activities like a maker or demonstration fair on Friday afternoon and a lot of sessions for Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully we'll survive and we'll be smiling after this day. So yeah, that's why we are doing this live earlier. But from now on, we'll keep it at the same tower and we'll include a bit more the Americas in the audience.
But we're including Asians like that. So yeah,
this is, I mean, it's the afternoon. Yes, exactly. I've been, last time when we recorded, I've been to US, and I know now how all three time zones work. In July, I've been in Asia, and I was working from there. And it's fun to see how we literally get together, how people work stuff. So yeah, that's thanks for the sneak peek, Alex. There, I think our audience will be excited to see or follow the panel. I think we already had the setup for those that cannot attend literally live in Cape Town. Probably we'll put more notes on social media coming soon, how you can follow the summit if you are not in South Africa with us, unfortunately. We would love to have you. If you can still join us, I think there are still a few tickets, or maybe you are literally close to sold out, but keep an eye on the website that I just showed there. So yeah, how many people were around when you joined, Sabine? Around both COIL or when you stepped already on the foundation side of things?
So I think when I joined COIL, I was intern. I mean, that doesn't really count, but number 14 in the office. And then at the foundation, I actually don't know. It was definitely way smaller than we are now. I think I was on the tech team number 4. There was Alex, Max, Mohammed, and
yeah, you were number 4 in the tech team, and we were below 10 at the foundation. I think you were number 9 at the foundation when you joined, maybe number 10. My memory is a bit fuzzy because that was a long time ago, and I was looking, and we're 30 something in the tech team now. I lost count. I stopped counting at the 20. I'm gonna be honest. That number scares me a little. The fact that we are 30 something and we're gonna grow even bigger next year. We're gonna go to 40. It's not. I think when you first started, we could still all fit in the same hotel room to work out of, and now we're starting to outgrow some of the offices we've been visiting. And the work weeks and Rafiki work week next year especially is going to be super interesting. I feel like we keep dancing around Rafiki, but I talked a little bit about Rafiki and I did it a lot of injustice because when I joined, Rafiki was already a thing and I just kind of butted in, took over and moved us in a different direction. So let's talk about Rafiki, the beginning, and where Rafiki started and where we are today.
Okay. I don't think I wasn't there at the beginning. Like you said, when you joined the foundation, I was on maternity leave and Rafiki started when I was on maternity leave. So I don't know I know a story of the origin, but I wasn't there at that time. But I mean, basically Rafiki was created out of the out of the realization that implementing Interledger is very, very hard. And Coil was partnering with a couple of wallets and financial service providers, and all of them had to implement their own version of Interledger. And it was very, very hard, not easy, very hard to maintain. So at Coil, we had back then a small R&D team, and that R&D team was like, okay, maybe it's time for us to do that job. So Rafiki started as the reference implementation of the Interledger Stack, and yeah, grew from there. So originally we didn't have open payments, then we came up with open payments and we added it to it. Yeah.
Do you wanna
I
talk
think
about mandates a little bit? I feel like nobody talks about mandates and how we got the grant. And that's a really good
Sure.
story.
So like, as I think a lot of you know, Open Payments uses a different kind of auth protocol, the Grant Negotiation Authorization Protocol. This is a mouthful. That's why we use the term GNAP, which is a protocol that was developed by the same people or a subset of the people that have been working on OAuth 2, but saw that it had some drawbacks. And we experienced those drawbacks firsthand when we were trying to figure out how to do like placeholder payments or third-party initiated payments with Interledger. So we had this first version of open payments that came with invoices, which is what like now morphed into incoming payments, and mandates, which yeah. A mandate is not what is an outgoing payment now. A mandate was basically a resource that had all the auth restrictions in it. So it was kind of a mix of auth and a resource that we had to create because OAuth 2 would not allow us to do a very fine-grained auth. Very fine-grained auth. So there was also charges, and we always forget about charges, but charges was what now is the outgoing payment. So you would charge against the main mandate, and that would set off this process of moving the money from A to B.
I feel like when I first started, all I heard about was mandates and how they were gonna be ready next week. I think that took about 4 months. I think that took about 4 months until I was like, enough is enough, let's look at something else. I am super happy we chose NAP. I think Adrian came up with NAP out of thin air. If you haven't met Adrian yet, you'll meet him in Cape Town. He is the CEO at Finboss. Actually, Joanna, we should bring him on in Cape Town on one of these podcasts to talk a little bit more history. But he came up with this idea, and then it wasn't fully baked. Like it was the successor to OAuth, worked on by the same people. It was barely a draft. There was, I think, one implementation of it somewhere in the middle of the internet. We were lucky enough, it was JavaScript, and we were a TypeScript house here, so it was easy for us to kind of use. But we had to figure out how grants work or how our grants work, and the team at GNAP really helped us out a lot. Shout out to Justin. He's been really helpful in helping us design the grant system, and we've been very kind and very thankful for that by supporting the GNAP project for a while. We had a grant out to them so that they could finish and get it into RC. I was just looking on the website. Half of it made it to RC. The other half might be a little bit behind. But it's good to see that GNAP is making a debut into the world, not just into the world of Interledger. The world of Interledger. I feel like even if we went back and tried to rewrite this, what we were trying to do with Mandate was kind of come up with our own system for GNAP, with our own version of GNAP. Theirs was better. I have to admit, theirs was a lot better.
Way better.
Way better. So I'm happy we are with it. And GNAP is kind of the cornerstone of delegated payments and open payments. And the reason why we, Interledger, is able to do the things we can, like power web monetization or power a bunch of other use cases that we're gonna actually try out in Cape Town. So most of the time, most of the people are supposed to be on a plane right now. Most of the team is flying today because we have a hackathon in Cape Town on Saturday and Sunday, where it's all about open payments. It's all about open payments because anyone, anywhere, any developer can start initiating payments out of Interledger enabled accounts, and that's thanks to GNAP and open payments.
Yeah, this one with today is this day when everyone is like almost there. Someone is there. I'm almost at the airport. Crazy day. Let's hope. Also, we had a bit of a roller coaster with getting to get there. You know, like visas and everything. So everyone here today, all your thoughts towards our team to make it there. Yeah, I can't wait for the hackathon though, really. And to go back to having Adrian, yes, he's on the list probably. You will check when you get the chance on the pager with the description more. I managed this morning to put ahead a few episodes, especially that, yes, surprise, surprise, we're going to be live from Cape Town with the next episode. If everyone makes it there, or I mean, one of us at least has to make it there. So to have it there. So stay tuned for the next episode. And this goes a bit more often because we mentioned last week is the month of Oktoberfest. We have a Oktoberfest activity going when you can go and contribute. Do check our communications. And we're going to have a few more often episodes during this month. After October, like everyone wins for the end of the year and so on, we're going to stick with around one episode, I think. I mean, maybe 1+ as a surprise, but the expectation will be like once per month. So that's what we were thinking to do with this, yes.
Yeah,
Sabine is like...
We have to put on a Christmas special.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking
have a Christmas special. We have to have a Christmas special.
Everybody
I'll meet with Sabine here in... yes, but I'll meet with Sabine live in Berlin and we'll do it from the Christmas market to be really festive, you know.
Okay,
I'm still able to
or
rock up.
Yeah,
roll up.
To Cottbus. Cottbus has a nice Christmas market too. Alex was there last year, so.
Yeah, it's really good, really good. But it made me think. Oktoberfest makes me think about open source contributions, and we at Interledger we have a lot of opportunities. I think one of the things that I'm most excited about is we're doing a lot of new things to Rafiki because we're kind of getting ready to release a beta. Technically, the team is ready to release a beta, and I've been holding it back because I want it to be perfect. Cross our T's and dot our I's, put out some blog posts around it. But we are really close to Tiger and beta, and even after that, we are working on a bunch of very new and interesting features that Rafiki was, when Rafiki started, nobody was thinking about that. Like multi-tenant, or, I'm not going to talk about multi-hop routing. I'm going to talk about multi-tenant. But there are a lot of opportunities. If you want to collaborate or contribute to Rafiki, you should definitely reach out to Sabine and the team. Sabine, your team has been growing lately. Who is on your team? Who should people look out for?
Hopefully I will remember all of them. So there's Max, Max Grupov and Nathan Lee and Blair Curry. And then we also have our newest addition, which is Oana Lole, I think is her last name. She's our newest addition. We are on a first name basis here, so I don't always remember last names. And then there's also Jason Brewer, who is working on Rafiki, but also helping a lot with our integration. So he's our integration specialist that we send over to various places in the world, wherever there is a need for somebody to help on the ground. Jason is kind of the first one we asked to go.
I was thinking now to share that we have an open community Slack, but the link is too long for the screen, so I'm not going to bother with that, but I'll send it afterwards in the link, a reply to the comment. We do have an open Slack where the team also posts updates about the releases. I saw a lot of people enthusiastic when Max or you yourself post either the release updates with the release notes or also the monthly updates that you put on the community blog post. So everyone interested, if you don't find the link, all the time ping me, Joanna@interledger.org, and I'm gonna send out the all necessary links. And yes, some new people around, but new and mighty. I think they're also already contributing lots from what I saw in the notes. So yes, the team is growing nicely.
The team is growing. We may steal somebody from another team very soon.
I mean, this is inside note. This is how Sabine grows her team, steals from other teams. And
no, Joanna, you stole the last one from me. So don't say that.
So as everybody can hear, as everybody can hear, we've been growing a lot around here, and sometimes growth comes at the cost of somebody else. Sabine had to give up one of her favorite people in this world to Joanna. I think we should make this.
I am Sabine's favorite person. Wait a minute.
I know. I wouldn't rank you. I don't
have favorites. As a manager, I do not have favorites.
That's good. That's really good. I wouldn't stand up to Sarah though, Joanna. I won't stand up to Sarah.
I know. I'm very lucky.
But I think we should
just to clear things. Which one? Stealing people?
Every new manager should get a gift from one of the other managers. Feel the love. Be welcomed in the team.
But that's what I wanted to clear a bit, because we are joking because we know the situation. But for the audience, we are not stealing people from teams. But or we are not. How to say, at the end of the day, I don't want everyone to work for my team, so Sabine's team doesn't have anyone. But indeed, people do move from team to team. And I think it's one of the benefits that when we discuss to hire someone, when they ask what I'm going to be stuck, or maybe people are like, oh, I would like to try more. I was like, okay, welcome to the team. Here we have like 3-4 opportunities, because we interview for all of the projects, not necessarily specific. Even if we start with one in mind, we are all the time open to see if it doesn't fit one project, will fit another one. And even if they start in a role, if priorities call and we answer to them and they need to move most of the time. I mean, we didn't have anyone that was upset to start to help other team for couple of weeks or couple of months, and we'll see how it goes.
I think that really speaks to our mindset when it comes to development here at Interledger. We're a foundation, but practically we are a tech foundation. We run agile and we run the same way as a startup. Today, we might have to work on something else when a new opportunity arises. If you're at the summit, you'll see the latest opportunity that got everyone working a little bit too much. I think the team was stuck on a call at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. But if you're at the summit, after registration, you should find a special table with Tadeo on it, and you'll get your little gift. But that's one of the opportunities that comes along, and we worked on it in time for the summit to make everybody happy, and that's kind of the way we work. We have a job to do, which is to fulfill our mission, make sending a payment as easy as sending an email. And sometimes we have a 5-year vision and a 5-year plan, and sometimes in that 5-year plan, that 5-year vision, there is an opportunity and we'll shift things around. It is the same for people here at Interledger. There is also always opportunity to change things up and grow, work on a special project, work on an integration. I think not only Jason, Jason is our integration specialist. We have a lot of people consulting on integrations because we have a lot of grantees. There is a new round of grantees coming up. The new grants have been closed off and the judging process has started. I was just talking to Chris the other day. There are a lot of good applications, a lot of things I heard a lot of passion about. So everybody gets a chance to kind of contribute to one of those projects. I think Jason is the road warrior, and he's working with a lot of teams. I know I've been with him to Mexico a few months. Oh, it's been months already. To Mexico a few months, working with PCH, the People's Clearing House, one of our grantees. But at the same time, Blair and Nathan have been contributing to integrations as well. Sabine is always contributing to integrations. Max has flown halfway around the world for consulting on our integration with the Jordan Payments and Clearing Company. And that's not only in Sabine's team. although as the builders of Rafiki, they are the most qualified people to consult on how to integrate it. We do have a team that's dedicated to integrations that's been developing the test wallet, and that is Timea's team. And they are right now working on the Jordan Payments and Open Clearing, Jordan Payments and Clearing Company, to create a POC on how we can put open payments in front of the whole country. So if you do decide to join Interledger, a little birdie told me Joanna's hiring. Sabine is looking for a new team member. Timea has 2 open roles. Reach out, hit us up on well, Twitter at this point, I guess, LinkedIn, whatever, Messenger birds, or make a payment to the Interledger payment pointer, to the Interledger payment pointer on the test wallet. We get messages that come in with payments. That would be a really creative way to reach out, and we can talk.
Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning that on our community blog, community.interledger.org, we have a lot of articles lately about what this integration feel like, especially from the work week that we had in Mexico, in PCH, which was at the beginning of August, I think. So after that, we had at the end of August our Rafiki team meetup in Romania, but at the same time, a lot of our colleagues traveled to Jordan to settle that integration or to help with that integration. So all of these events and activities are most of the time blogged on or about on community.interledger.org. For sure, we have news from or updates from the Mexico Work Week and what happened in Rafiki Work Week in Cluj. And I think we also had like live session with Joe Pack in the community call, a lot of resources about what that means with such an entity, because we do, as a foundation, we do work with such an entity, and it's very, not, I wouldn't say strict necessary, but of course they have to follow protocol, we have to follow clear integration with countries' laws. It's not like me and Sabine just met yesterday and we're like, done, we just push a button, next, I like an install. And it's always good for us to learn about the ecosystems in different countries just to be prepared for such things. So yeah, I'm going to try to have the meeting notes include those links too, but I just shared the community links. So for everything related to work weeks or how things proceed, the Rafiki updates that I mentioned, Sabine puts every month before the community call with the team, together with the team, a Rafiki blog post with updates.
Max does it lately.
Yes. Oh, yes. Giving the torch. Yes. And yeah, he did also the Mexico one. So Max had a really lot of work on the last month with writing. I think at the moment it was like, oh my God, am I a writer? But it was nice. I think it was nice. What he put out was really well received on our blogs.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, and
since he's writing again now.
Yes, let's give them Max lots of encouragement and appreciation live. Earlier, Alex mentioned that sometimes you have a 5-year plan, or sometimes we have to seek on to ride the opportunity that reach us. And this sets, I wanted to emphasize this because it sets so well with our third value of one of the 3 values that we have, and you can learn more on the blog side about that. Besides being open, we mention it a lot, everything is open source. We do everything with transparency in mind. But another value that we appreciate and we push out there is to be innovative. And if this means that we have to reshuffle the team, reshuffle our, work or priorities for tomorrow or next week, we are on board of that. We are flexible to be on board of such a change.
Even reshuffle the tech, which is something that we're working on right now within Rafiki. We are looking into how to improve Rafiki's general performance.
Ooh.
As you can hear, all 3 of us, we are very open about that. We are very open about that. It happens, and we have to be comfortable with the change. Not all change is bad. We're not resisting change. And in the case of Rafiki, it actually makes me really happy. We have performance numbers. We have performance numbers on Rafiki, and we are reshuffling Rafiki to squeeze a little bit more out of it so that it can handle a lot more transactions, a couple of orders of magnitude actually. And while that is going to be a little painful for the people who are going to write Rafiki code for a little while, it's going to be helpful for the integrators that are running it and the million of accounts that are running on Rafiki on top of that. That makes me super happy to know that we're working on improving performance. And Joanna just posted a link to the blog. Eventually, once the dust has settled, we're going to blog about how we did it and why we did it. I feel like we have a lot of documents on why this needs to happen. And we didn't take this decision lightly. We were in Romania a few weeks ago. Oh no, it's more than a month ago. We were in Romania. Yeah, we were in Romania about 6 weeks ago. As time flies. And we spent a whole week debugging performance and making sure that all the things that need to change, we had a plan for it. I feel like the team has a really good plan on how to change performance. And now it's just a matter of time of actually doing the work.
Yeah. Priority number one going into the next year, which is not that far away.
I don't want to think about that.
Honestly, no. Whenever I'm thinking like, oh, let's have the hackathon, which is more than 150 people attending, just so you know the length. So it's not like us gathering around the table and organize a hackathon. And after that, we have the summit. And I was like, oh, after that, oh, no, it's end of the year, it's November, and we need to figure out the end of their stuff and next year's priorities. I was like, oh, Joanna. But just for those that do want to join us, don't be scared. If this is too much flexibility for you, it's something that we can accommodate or talk to. And also, we don't change monthly. As you saw, we are a bit more joking about it. I hope you took it with a pinch of salt like we do here. It doesn't happen literally every day, every month.
It usually happens once a year. It usually happens once a year.
And I'd say a little more often than once a year.
I mean, before the
somebody
summit,
comes around and is like, we need this now because we talked to XYZ and they want this now. So it does happen more often than once a year. And then priorities change, but that's okay. That's just
exactly.
You need to stay agile.
I had this thought earlier when we were discussing about the transition of the Interledger protocol to something that can be easily seen like web monetization. And last week being at Smashing Conf, a lot of people were resonating with the fact that having the standard implemented, it's a longer way. Having something that people see easier next day, like web monetization transfers, or with the extension, you can easily already see that, is something that gives them hope, So this is what I tried at the conference to mention, that it's a long timer, but every day something new changes the showcase of the work, or how can we make it easier for others to see the progress that we do and not wait 3 years to see the standard out. And this is why we say yes to opportunities, because the field changes very often and we get this close to us and we're like, okay, let's do it. Why not? The longer mission is still there, doesn't change as often.
Exactly.
It's the hard one.
But it keeps the job very interesting.
Oh, yes. For me, at least, when I joined, and it keeps. I'm still smiling around, so it's good.
I'm still smiling after 6 years.
Alex is a bit poker faced around 3 years, I see.
It's been a little over 3 years. It's been a little over 3 years, and I have to admit, I like the fact that we're going fast and you could see our work. I think when I joined, I can't remember, I talked to one of the wallets and they had to build Interledger from scratch, because the protocol, if you think about it, the protocol is a lot of words on a piece of paper. It's a set of rules that govern how accounting ledgers can exchange information and money, value basically. And they had to implement what was the connector, which is basically like an SDK. So they had to build their own version of Rafiki basically in order to make this run. And it took them a while, especially since we are hyper familiar with Interledger, and probably right now there's a handful of Interledger experts. 3 of them are on this call. Most of them work for Interledger, and the other ones work for Interledger adjacent companies. So it's hard for them to get set up. But I think my biggest happiness this year came when one of our grantees integrated Rafiki into their system in 7 days. So they went from no Interledger to Interledger in 7 days. Now, I have to admit, they had an absolutely unfair advantage. One of their founders used to work for Coil. to work for Coil, so they've been around Interledger for a really long time. But still, it makes me happy with what the Rafiki team has achieved in going from months, maybe a year if you're lucky, maybe more if you are unlucky, to integrate Interledger into the stack. Somebody did it in 7 days. And I always, whenever I talk to new grantees, I always tell them about 7 days. That's the score to beat right now. That's the score to beat. I think the only other team that I've seen make amazing progress with it was the Mozart team that has an Interledger integration in record time as well. Again, all using Rafiki. Because if you understand the concepts behind it, the integration part, it's super easy to do.
And we're working on explaining the concepts better.
I honestly, shout out to Melissa and the documentation team. They've been doing an amazing job. And the little birdie told me there's new docs landing in time for the hackathon this weekend. There's new docs landing in time for the hackathon and new docs landing on Rafiki in time for the summit. Fingers crossed. They've been working really hard to kind of get you from where Rafiki was. This is Rafiki and this is what we do. And actually, Rafiki is designed for so many audiences and so many people. And depending on which end of Rafiki you're seeing, you have a documentation journey for you. So Rafiki has an internal facing API, which is the admin API that is designed for account servicing entities to be able to manage the Rafiki instance. But Rafiki also outputs the open payment API on the client side for all the accounts that it services. And those are a set of REST APIs that you can access on any Rafiki instance with the right set of keys. It also is a piece of software that's designed for account servicing entities where developers don't really make the decision on whether or not they put Rafiki into their stack. So a lot of business decision people are looking at Rafiki in a certain light and in a certain way, trying to make a decision on whether or not they're going to adopt Rafiki and Interledger. So we have docs designed for all of these audiences, including for people that just get a Rafiki instance up and running, and now they have to maintain it and kind of keep it running forever, which is the goal. Hopefully, all of this and more in the new documentation. Shout out to the entire documentation team. They've been working really hard on it. And if you see them around the summit, give them a hug. I know I will. Yes,
Huge shout out there and kudos. And we should definitely have the technical writing documentation team in the discussion here, because so many changes were there, improvements done, and they can share the tips and tricks of what worked better and what's the plan there. So I'll keep that in mind for sure. And let's hope that everything lands in time. Not literally with planes right now, because that's another prayer out there, but also the documentation landing online. Anything else on Rafiki contributions?
I mean, we talked about Hacktoberfest. We have 10 or so issues in Rafiki tag with the Hacktoberfest tag. So I think only one is taken so far. So a lot still for grabs. Also, the Open Payments repo has one Hacktoberfest tag. Have not checked today if that one has actually been requested to being worked on, but I do check pretty much every day and make sure that I assign people to those issues and that they get to work on our tech while being rewarded at the end of October.
People, don't be fooled by my gray hair. I know how the new people around do hearts now. Not anymore like this. If you don't know, you heard it from here. Now this is the sign. And I think there is even an emoji already there. So
really,
exactly. Be innovative. Keep up with the technology. The important one, the emoji. Yes, Sabine, I'll send it to you.
Yes, please. Joanna always teaches me about those things.
Speaking about cool and hip things, Joanna, if I do participate in Hacktoberfest with Interledger, what do I get this year? I think last year people got T-shirts. What's on the menu this year? Little Birdie told me we have a tier system now, or at least I saw a blog post that said we have a tier system now. What do I get?
Well, people should read the blog post there. Don't spoil it, but we do have more than one goodies. And I was, again, going jokes aside, because it seems that unwillingly I got to be the swag lady around. I'm gonna travel with a lot of things, even with the at the Hacktoberfest. And I'm really thinking now how to split it, so it might get even improved the stack. It all depends on the type of contribution, and it's not like, oh, you have to code. You can contribute even giving us, a star on GitHub repos, for example. That also helps. It puts up more in front of the people. You will get notification when new issues are tagged with Oktoberfest, and you can contribute after Oktoberfest too. But we have several things that we are going to put out for Oktoberfest especially. Write us. I did mention earlier, we do have a Slack, and we have a Slack channel there. If you need help, don't hesitate to reach out for us. So yeah, we also sponsor, or support local events. If you plan to organize a Oktoberfest event in your local community, we have a form on the blog post where you can request support from us. We are more than happy to, either with technical wise, explain you the differences in the wallet or the real money versus fake money code that we use, or even to support you with pizza or soft drinks and everything that a gathering of hacking, the good kind of hacking, implies around
What
there.
else would you need?
And also we do send swag and stickers and other things from the swag spectrum to events. Hopefully, we had one, I think this weekend, a large one with around 700 people. I think we've been tagged on social media, so you can see some of the developments there, or some of how the event was. And we will have probably at the end of the month a bit more written up about it. But as you can see, there's a lot happening at the Interledger Foundation, both on community side, both on technical side. And I think the best way to follow us is social media and our newsletter. So I'll put a link for it. I think literally it's the new edition for the newsletter is in the baking, like right now.
And if you miss us at the events we have coming up, we'll always be at events. We have a few more until the end of the year. We're going to be at C2JS Athens, and we're going to be at FFConf in Brighton, one of my favorite conferences in the world. We'll be there. Look for Interledger people. They have swag. We always have swag. Have stickers. Look for us and ask us about what we're working on to make sending a payment as easy as sending an email.
Indeed. Lots of swags coming. And we do have those, like Alex said, with payment as an email, and we do have coming where open source. So I heard there are cuties on the stickers. I think we should start wrapping up a bit, but I'm gonna give the last chance to talk anything related to the Interledger universe. Anything you said we want to encourage people besides reading your blog post?
Ooh. If I start now, we open a can of worms.
We do another episode after the summit.
Exactly.
Will be a bit too long, this one, but just so you know how it will look, it's under the developers blog and it's called Interledger Universe. It's around third or fourth. We do write a bit more often these days. Don't get scared. All tech blogs articles are really insightful, so I encourage you to go ahead and check them. I think Sabine is not that active on X. I was about to say Twitter X or so, but she posts seldomly on LinkedIn or anything.
I sometimes open that app, yes.
yes. She told me exactly that. I was like, is still people using? Because I tagged her today, but if you want to learn more, I think she's open to reply on Slack, emails, or to me or Alex more than. She will take a few couple of months break or a year. All productive though, but hopefully she still likes us afterwards. And to be honest, I think she's gonna still sneak around on Slack and saying, Joanna, you forgot
Not if
something.
Alex can help it. He'll just block me.
I put Sabine on notice yesterday. I've told her the week in between the summit and the hackathon is a trial period for how she behaves with not checking in on Slack, and we'll see how that goes. We here at Interledger, we believe people should take breaks. We have unlimited time off. And some people are guilty of checking in on Slack or email on their time off. So we kind of help them out by enforcing password swaps, password changes while people are on holiday. So they're literally, she might not be able to check in. She might not be able to check in. But we'll see. It kind of depends on how this week goes, and maybe we'll let her have access. It's all up to Sabine, though. It's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. We have to set a good example. I haven't been cut off yet, and the only reason I haven't been cut off is there was nobody who could cut me off. I was super admin on everything, but now we have our new COO, Hui Jing, and now I am liable of being cut off. So I'm really. We'll see. Maybe I get cut off and Sabine gets to retain access. Stay tuned.
Alex, you should
stay
also be
community members, though. Even during the time off, we can just be a community member.
Yes. We will never cut off access on the community Slack.
Yes. Also, like, we have so many things public. I prefer her to be able to reach us than to comment like, "Why you cut my access? I needed that." So, yeah. Okay, it was a really fun one. I think we can close it here. I still need to pack and fly out. Thanks so much for taking time to join us live. I know it was, and we want to keep it like this, very raw, like off the record style that we are chatting. It's never gonna be a polished episode of like scripting everything. Just a sneak peek. Alex jumped over like 5 questions that I prepared for Sabine. He was like, "Why bother to ask everything, Joanna? The public will know." So even if I try to plan something, this is gonna be very on the spot, very real. So reach out with questions that you want us to try to get to next episode. Will inspire us to see what you want to learn from us. But as I mentioned, the surprises is gonna be live from Cape Town, and probably 1 or 2 episodes if we are, managing the situation over there. Everything goes well. We'll have 2 episodes coming. Thanks so much for your comments. I see it's a great live. Oh, that's done. I'm done for today. We had only good feedback till now. So yeah, there. Alex, thanks so much too for joining, and everyone listening back home or in a coffee shop. Thanks for joining in. See you at the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.